Hi, everybody. Judy Tuttle here from Tuttle Up Stamping. I'm excited to show you this week's online card class to go. I will be, sorry, the eCam's giving me a weird message, and I am just going to ignore it and keep on talking. I'm from Midland, Texas. I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 16 and a half years, and I'm happy to be with you here today. I'm going to show you some adorable cards using the new Utterly Amazing suite that is in the online exclusive section of my online store. And hi, Roz. Hi, Jan. Thanks for joining me here today. And we'll get to that in just a second when I start getting ready to show you those cards and everything. If you would like the online class of the week in the mail, you just go to the Tuttle Up shop right there. Use the host code over here and place an order of $40 or more, and I will send you a kit with the 3 projects we're making today, tomorrow's fun fold project, and Wednesday's 3D gifty item project. So if you would like all 5 projects in the mail, an order of $40 or more will get you that product, that class in the mail. If you spend 60 or more, I'll throw in the embellishments and everything, and we'll get to that in just a second. So glad you guys are here. Thanks for joining me. When you pop in, let me know. The next exciting thing I have open for registration right now is the Cake Celebrations December Craft Along. This craft along will be on December 30th at 12 noon right here. And we will create a class for you that includes 2 each of 3 cards. Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining me. And lots of product. So I want to go down to my hands here so I can kind of show you what's included in that class. So if you take the Cake Celebrations class, you will need to have the stamp set and dies, which you can add on through your registration if you need it, but you'll need those to be able to complete your cards. You will get a full package of the iridescent faceted gems. So pretty, super shiny. Go with everything. They're great. You'll receive the double roll of silver and gold ribbon. This comes in a 2-pack, one of each color. You will receive a quarter of a pack of the brushed silver and gold specialty paper. So a quarter of a pack will give you a 6x6 section and 6 sheets, okay? And then at a quarter of a pack of our new marbled elegance paper, and I just want to show you this. So pretty. You get all those gold. Some of them have speckles. So pretty. Great for celebrations, but we also love the back sides of these, the more muted patterns of red and pink, and believe it or not, we have some mail cards made from these as well. A mail card. I should say a mail card. So, again, you will get a kit to make 2 each of 3 cards and a 3D item, which includes the little gifty thing to go in the 3D item. You'll get a quarter pack of this paper, a quarter pack of the specialty silver and gold, a full pack of the gold and silver ribbon, a full pack of the faceted dots, and everything cut and ready to go to make your cards and your 3D project using the Cake Celebrations bundle that is a part of the online exclusives as well. Okay, so deadline for ordering the Cake Celebrations online class to go, craft along, I should say craft along, the December craft along is December the 12th. Now, usually it's December the 10th, but we have an add-on for this class, which is a new kit that is coming out this week. And since I don't have it in my hands yet, I want to make sure you guys can see it. But it is a beautiful journal called the Perennial, oh my gosh, I'm going to forget the name here real quick. Let me see if I can find it. It is called Perpetual Beauty Calendar. And the cool thing about it is a journal that just has a list for each date of where you can write in people's names that have birthdays on that date. And it's perennial because you can use it year after year after year. We are offering that as an add-on for this birthday class, the cake celebrations class, because we kind of feel like it's going to get you all set and ready to go for the new year to get your birthdays in order. Okay. I don't know about you, but sometimes I really need to get my birthdays in order. So I would love to have you join me for the craft along and also for get that Perpetual Beauty Journal Calendar birthday calendar kit. Okay, now I'm going to come back up here to my face. So today's class is going to be 3 cards using the Utterly Adorable Suite. I want to show you a banner that I have here that shows everything that you get in this suite. Now, this suite is only available as an online exclusive, and the suite is $75.50, I believe, and you get the stamp set and dies, this beautiful Lost Lagoon soft cording. I'll show you that in a minute. These awesome gems, which are called some about Riverside irregular pearls. And so it's so fun. A lot of the dies cut out a lot of the images in the designer series paper. So that is what I'm going to be using today. So why don't we get down to my hands? I want to show you some of this up close and personal. So these are the Riverside. They're irregular and they're not perfectly round. Hi, Mary. We're doing otters today. I know you really like the otters. So if you spend $60 or more, I will throw in this pack of embellishments for free. The cording is so fun because it's soft. It's light twine, but it's silky. It's satiny, silky. It's super pretty. Can you see the shine on that? So it's just fun, the twine that comes in this. And the papers, I have used up a lot of my papers, but a lot of these images here in the otters can be cut out with dies. You get the playful otters playing in the ocean with the fish. Beautiful colors, Lost Lagoon, garden green, old olive, lemon lime twist, calypso coral. You get pebbled path. You get pecan pie in there. Isn't this pretty with the pebbles? I love that as well. And you get some sea scenes, one with balmy blue and one that is a little bit more of a pool party color. So we're going to be using those papers today. And here is a snapshot of the dies and the stamp set. Super fun. In the dies, you get some fish. We're going to be using those today. You get a log. You get some rocks. You get lots of seaweed. You get larger, so fun, bubbles, lots of fun things in this bundle for sure. Okay, so let's get started with the 3 cards that I will be making with you today. A couple were inspired by one of my downlines named Jenny Tremblay. Was my very first team member and is just a great designer. She made a card similar to this. Mine is completely different colors and things, but, well, not completely different, but significantly different, I will say. So this is the first card that we're going to make today. How cute is that? So we're going to use a lot of elements from that bundle today. I'm going to pull out my things, all the things that I'm using. So I'm starting off with this blue, balmy blue cardstock, cut 5.5 by 8.5 and scored down the middle at 4.25. Okay, I'm going to add to that a piece of Calypso coral that is cut just a little bit smaller, 4 by 5.25. I'm going to add that to, I was struggling with this Seal Plus today, so I hope it'll cooperate with me here. Okay, I'm putting this on the front here, right like that. And then I'm going to add a piece of that Designer Series paper, but not this side. I'm going to add this side, which is kind of the sea scene. And it's going to go right inside that Calypso coral. Just so that just an edge of that Calypso coral shows all the way around. It's 1/8 of an inch smaller length and width than the Calypso coral. Okay, then I have cut a piece of the Designer Series paper with the 3-inch deckled circle, and this is the one that, what are you doing in Florida? Oh, someone's in Florida. Who's in Florida? Imelda. Oh, she's visiting her son. I know, I'm jealous, Brenda, as well, because, you know, Florida's warm. We're kind of cold here today. We were in our 30s this morning. Brenda and I went to the local elementary school, and we do fist bumping with kids the first Monday of the month. It's always so fun. Okay, so that's going to go right there. And then I have the same size, the 3-inch of the deckled circle, but this time I embossed it with that water looking embossing folder. I'll show it to you here. This one, the swirls, because I kind of thought it looked like water as well. So this one is also going to get added to our card front right about there. Okay. Now, I have lots of little pieces here that I've already cut out. I have, well, let's stamp our otter, that cute little otter peeking from behind the seaweed there. My otter is right here, and I'm going to stamp him on a piece of white right here. I'm going to show you how look what I did. I'm going to flip that over. And I'm going to use my Memento Black ink for that. Okay. He had a little Memento Black on his tail, and that was making a mess on my paper. Okay, so now for all of my otters today, I'm coloring them in these two colors, light and dark pecan pie, and the SU 800 blend, which is one of our skin tone blends, but it's a really great color for the otter. Okay, so all I did for this is that I colored everything. You know, I like to go around the edges first in the light pecan pie. I want a little bit of light pecan pie up here on his forehead and his ears. I'm going to go around my whole little playful otter here. We used to have another otter set, but the otters were a little more short and pudgy. Trying to say it nice. Pudgy little otters. These are more like authentic looking. They were more like cartoony looking, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Not that these aren't, I don't know. Judy just stopped talking. Okay, so here we go. I'm just coloring this in with my light, and it's squeaky, which tells me I'm going to need to replace it soon. It starts getting squeaky like that. All right. And then I'm taking my light. I'm taking my SU 800 blend, and this is kind of a peachy beigey blend color. I'm going to do his whole middle of his body right here in that. And then I'm going to come in with my dark and fill in all the rest with my dark pecan pie. So our church partners with a local elementary school, if you wondered what I was talking about, and a number of us volunteer to go up twice a month on a Monday and greet the kids at the door in kind of like a line, and we fist bump them and encourage them to have a great day. It's one of our Title I schools here in Midland and one of our community partners. So Brenda and I were there at 7 a.m. in the 30-degree weather, fist bumping kids when they came into school this morning. It's fun. I really love it. At first I thought, I don't know if I'm going to like this or not. So, but I always leave just feeling like they filled me up. Those kids are so sweet. So there we go. Okay, so there's my little otter all colored up. And there's a die that fits over him. That die cuts him out. But I have already done that with the magic of television. Okay, so in addition to that, some kids love it, Roz. Some kids, it makes them nervous, which I don't blame them. It's a lot of people trying to say hello to you when you walk into school, but a lot of the kids are super sweet and really love it a lot. Okay, so I've cut a whole bunch of the seaweed out, and I've cut it out in Pretty Peacock and in Old Olive. I could have also used Garden Green. That would have been great. I also cut out one of the logs in Pecan Pie. And I cut out some of these rocks from the Designer Series paper. One of the Designer Series paper kind of has a rocky kind of look to it. So I cut out some of those rocks. What I want to say, like smoky slate, gray kind of looking texture to it. And then you can see I have a whole bunch of fish here that I cut out of Calypso Coral. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take one of these long Pretty Peacock ones, and I'm going to glue it on before I put my little otter on there. I want this one to be behind the otter. Okay, so this one is going to go on right like that. And then I'm going to put my otter on over this, so it's kind of gives it some depth, and he's going to be kind of peeking out from these little seaweeds here. Okay, he's going to go right like that. Okay, then I'm going to add my log, but I'm only going to put glue kind of on the side and the bottom edge here of this log. Left side, bottom edge, because I want to be able to tuck in some more seaweed underneath this log. And maybe I'm going to move it a little bit more that way. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to grab some more of this seaweed, and I'm going to put some glue on the back. This one's going to go right underneath and over my otter right there. Got another one here that's going to go underneath the log again and over the otter. So it's just adding a lot of depth too. And this one I felt like was a little bit long. So I'm going to cut it off just a tad here, like cut the bottom leaves off. And then this one is going to tuck right in here like that. Isn't that cute? Okay, and then I think that's all I need for my long seaweeds. And then I'm going to add some rocks here. So this first little rock right here is going to go over this way. I'm going to add a couple of these smaller seaweed images in Pretty Peacock and Garden Green. One's going to go about right there, that way. I've got another small one that's going to go over here, this way. Okay, and then I have two more that I need to put on this side over here. One is going to go right there. Another one is going to go right here. And really, these cut out pretty fast. I layered my old olive on top of my Pretty Peacock and cut out two at a time. That's a little trick of mine. So I can get both. What is that underneath there? Looks like something got, oh, that's his tail. Okay. I'm going to grab the smallest little rock here, and I'm going to glue it a little further down right here. And then my next two rocks, I'm actually going to add a dimensional under them so that they pop up a little bit here. And then the biggest rock is going to go over here on this side over that seaweed there. So it looks like it's coming out from underneath it. Okay. Now I'm going to grab all these other seaweeds and I cut extra because I had a feeling some people are going to want this class this week. So I made sure I had some extra cut. Okay. So I'm getting rid of all of that stuff. I still need one of these. And I still need my fish. So the best way I found to get the fish on the, and of course I'm not finding my take your pick tool right in front of me here, which is what I use. Oh, here it is right here. Good. So all I did, you guys, is I put some dots, and I put 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just little glue dots right like that. Do you need me to zoom in just a little bit maybe? There we go. And then I'm picking up my goldfish here. Now the cool thing about the goldfish is that the die, here, let me pull it out here, cuts out 11, look at this die right here, cuts out 11 goldfish at once. So I just ran it through like a few times so I'd have lots of different sizes and shapes. And I'm just going to pick the goldfish up with my take your pick tool and just set them right on top of those dots. And they're all different sizes. I think there's 3 different sizes here. There's little bitty baby ones, which can be tricky, but we are not going to be intimidated by them. There we go. I need another little bitty one. Here we go. That one's going to go right there. And let's get another large one, maybe right here. And then some medium-sized ones. There we go. And one more right here. See, that wasn't so bad, was it? I think it helps if you use a take your pick tool and you put little dots of that glue down first, right there. Okay, now I don't want to forget to add my embellishments. So let me grab those for us. Here we go. And I used the darker ones on this card So I'm just adding a few. Let's see, where did I put them? I put one right here, a big one. And then I grabbed a couple of babies. Put one kind of down there. And another one up here. These are super fun and shiny. They're so cute. I really love the look of those. Aren't those fun? Okay, so then I cut a balmy blue deckled circle, and this one is about 1 3/4, maybe 1 7/8 inches round. And I'm going to grab my You're Utterly Amazing and my peacock, pretty peacock ink. I'm going to stamp right inside that circle, You're Utterly Amazing. There we go. And then we have some little bubbles here, and I wanted to add some bubbles to that sentiment, but I didn't want them full strength, so I'm stamping off. I'm going to put some bubbles up there. I'm going to stamp off again and put some bubbles right down there like that. Okay, I'm going to get that out of the way. Now, I wanted to add a little bit of that twine to the back side of the sentiment. So I'm going to grab all these little pieces here, get them out of the way, put them back in my bag of goodies. All these tiny little fish. Okay. I save all my bags that my twine comes in because it's perfect for holding pieces like this when I do my Facebook Live. I think this is a linen thread little packaging. Let me get the other last little fish. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put that out of the way and grab my twine. And the first thing I did is I flipped this over and I put some Seal Plus on the back here. Okay. I'm going to grab my twine, and I want it up on this side. So I'm going to go like this. Just lay it on that Seal Plus and add some loops behind it here. I could have done a faux bow again as well. A little bit closer to there, and one more little loop here. Imelda, have you been to the beach? Are you laying out in the sun? I love Florida, except for when hurricanes happen. Then I'm kind of glad I don't live there. That's always scary. Okay, so there we go. There's my loops behind my sentiment. And then I'm just going to pop this up right up here in this corner with some dimensionals. Add that. Good afternoon, Laura. Thanks for joining me. Hi, Michelle. It's good to have you here. You're rarely here. You're always working. So it's fun to have you here. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so You're Utterly Amazing is going to go right here. How cute is that? Isn't that adorable? Okay, so now the only thing I need to do is I cut a strip of that seaweed with the fish in it, and I have some basic white paper. Let's see, right here. I'm going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. So I just need to cut 1/4 of an inch off of each end. There we go. I've done this long enough, I kind of can eyeball what 1/4 of an inch is. That's a fun being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for a long time trait. So I'm just going to add that to that edge right there. Isn't that cute? I think it kind of brings the outside to the inside. And then for this one, you can just write whatever you want on the inside. The only thing we're going to do to this one is just add this strip right there. And then I'm going to add this to, thanks for coming, Michelle. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Beverly. So good to have you here. I saw that you made my jumbo tags last week. That's fun. I'm glad you enjoyed and got some inspiration from that as well. So there you go. There's the inside. So there's card number 1 for today. I hope you guys love that one. Let me get all of these back in the envelope before I lose my way here. Okay. So my next card I love as well. Let me grab the one I want. It is this one right here. So card number 2. I don't know why it's not inside with the other one. Maybe it is. Maybe it's just flipped over. Oh, good night. Okay, I don't know where it disappeared to, but we will oh, nope, it's not there. It's okay. We'll just put it together from my memory because I'm the one who designed it. So it should be okay. We're starting out with a piece of basic white. Okay, I'm going to zoom back out again here. There we go. I'm going to start with a piece of basic white that is cut 5.5 by 8.5, scored down the middle at 4 1/4, just like the last card. But now I'm going to add to the front of this a piece of Pretty Peacock that is cut 4 by 5 1/4. Makes me wonder if I laid them in a weird place, because I went and took pictures of all of them. Got them put right back, I thought, but it's all right. Okay, so then I have another piece of Pool Party that is embossed with that swirl embossing folder. And I'm going to grab a blender brush and my lemon lime twist. And I am just going to ink up my blending brush and just ink the middle right here. Of that panel like that. And then I'm going to add this. It's going to add a little green to the back, a little texture and fun to that. That is going to make me, it's going to make me crazy trying to figure out where I put that, but it's okay. Now I'm going to add this to my Pretty Peacock layer here. Right. Oh, better put the green side up, huh? You guys would be like, why did she blend on there if she was going to glue it to the other side? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is add some greenery here. And so this die came from the Friends for Life die set. And it is the one that says, here we go, right here. This one that says friend and has the heart and everything on it. And then it has that leaf. Oh, here's my card right there. See, I'm not crazy. So this is going to go right here. Isn't that cute? Okay, we'll come back to that. We're going to color this. We're going to glue this right here. Sheesh. Doesn't take much to get me frazzled, does it? Okay. Right across like that. just to add some little greenery to the back. And again, this came from the Friends for Life die sets. And let me put this one back in over here. And then I also cut a piece of that seaweed out of Garden Green. And I'm going to add a little bit of this behind our otters as well. And it's going to go kind of right like that, just peeking out from that side, kind of like that. Now, the fun thing, one of the fun things about this die set, and you know, Stampin' Up! Does this quite a bit, but we're going to take this image of these otters, and we actually have a die. You can stamp it and color it, or you can use the die. So for this one, I'm using the die, and I'm going to grab my tear and tape, and I'm going to tape it down. And then I'm going to go over here to my die cutting machine off camera, and I'm going to die cut it out. That kind of makes these pretty simple. If you like stamping and coloring, which I do, you can always do that. Or if you're in a rush, or if you just like the look of these together, you can absolutely just die cut them out like that. Okay, pretty cool, huh? All right, so let me put these back before I lose them. All right, I have already die cut out as well from that same die set right here, this outside heart in Flirty Flamingo. Okay, so I'm going to take this heart and I am going to kind of place it so that part of it is above my otters and part of it is below my otters, kind of like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue it on this side behind. Okay, I just moved everything around, so let me try that again. I'm going to go like this. Okay, so this part right here needs to be glued right here. I'm just going to add that. And then this side here is going to be added just a touch of that liquid glue behind this heart. So many cool things you could do with this. This could be for a spouse or someone. It could be for a friend. I would say Michelle and I on our trips can be pretty cute together. So this would be fitting for us, wouldn't it, Michelle? And look how cute that is. Now I'm just going to glue this right down on top of those leaves there, flat. Okay, I'm not popping this up because my sentiment is going to be popped up. Just add some glue to the back of this right here. Maybe some dots up here on this part of the heart, just so it kind of stays in place. And there we go, right like that. Okay, now I have, let me put these pieces away here. I have a strip of, right here, Pretty Peacock, and this is obviously not cut yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat emboss this in white. So I need to grab my Versamark. I have my stamp that says "We're cute together," and I am inking this up, and I am stamping it right here, kind of along the bottom edge. And it probably would have been good if I had used my little powder, this thing. Would have been good to do that first, but I forgot. So what this little thing here does is it prevents the embossing powder from getting all over. But maybe we'll get lucky here. And, oh, did pretty good. Let me do it one more time. Get it nice and and covered. Okay, so this is white embossing powder. So now I'm going to pull out my gun, just hit this. And the cool thing, heat embossing, they are floating. So Michelle has some blackmail stories on me, and one of them was when we were on a trip, I was struggling to get on my floaty, and it took about 8 people to help me get a float on my floaty. So she's making a joke about how the otters are actually floating. So funny. We will never forget that, will we, Michelle? I think it's when I first met you. So funny. Okay, so there we are. We're cute together. You can tell it's embossed when it goes from, let me hit my W a little bit more, when it goes from flat to shiny. Okay? So I'm going to cut this. I'm going to let it cool just a second. And I'm going to cut it down to the size that I want it, which is about a 1/2 inch. There we go. We're cute together. And now we're going to cut the sides down a little bit and add some twine to the back side. That beautiful pool party satin twine. And I'm going to do a little faux bow on this one. You guys know about my faux bows. I need a piece of tear and tape, and I just wrap it around my fingers like this, right? And I just twist it. Oh, maybe I only did 1 loop this time, so let's go like this. There we go. Grab it in the center, and it's going to go right on the back right here. I'm going to add a little Seal Plus to kind of just hold it for a second, and then I'm going to grab my tear and tape and tape it in place. And I just realized something I forgot to do, but I'm going to do it now. So I sprinkled on a little of the Pretty Peacock splatters, and I think it makes a big difference. So look, I'm just going to splatter this on, add a little bit of water. Let me do a little bit more in this corner. There we go. I like that. I like the texture of that on there. Okay, I'm going to grab my dimensionals again. I'm going to add some dimensionals. I'm going to add several because this is a long strip and I don't want it to sag in the center for sure. They even have it on film, you guys, me trying to get on this floaty and everybody trying to help me. Somebody was mean enough to videotape the whole thing. So they bring it up every once in a while about how I'm challenged as far as getting on a floaty in the pool. It's not always easy, is it? And to my defense, this floaty was kind of saggy in the middle. So, okay, so I'm grabbing now these embellishments. I'm trying to see which one, these silvery looking ones here. And I'm going to scatter a few of these on. How fun is that? Isn't that cute? I love how they have a little heart around it. And here we go. Maybe put one right there. So fun. Okay. Now for the inside of this one, I have a piece of Pretty Peacock and a piece of basic white that's cut a little bit smaller, or it should be. We'll see here in a second. Let me put these other pieces away that I don't need anymore. So for the inside, I grabbed, there's a little tiny seaweed here, and I'm going to have to cut my white down just a little bit. I want it to be 3 3/4 by 5. There we go. And I'm taking this seaweed and I'm just going to stamp across the bottom here. Isn't that the fun thing with friends? I mean, Brenda, who's here, we went on a trip a couple weeks ago and she was driving and I was trying to tell her that to take this exit, and it was one of those exits in Texas that when you take it onto a 2-lane road. And I started out saying, Brenda, it's 2 lanes. And I go, Brenda, it's 2 lanes, it's 2 lanes. And so we had a good laugh about how I crazily overreacted because I was nervous that a car was going to come over a hill on the other side of the road. We were fine. We weren't in danger in any way whatsoever, but we got a good laugh out of it. And Brenda is a very good driver. Thank you. And then I'm going to add, thank you, Roz. I'm going to add in between each of these, some of this in this lemon lime twist, just to give it a little cute texture here, a little color. Bring the inside outside to the inside, right? And then I'm going to adhere this to this pretty peacock layer. There we go. Sometimes when I'm using a basic white cardstock, I like to put a layer of color inside. I just think it adds some nice texture and color to the inside of the card. So this one is going to go right here. And then, of course, I probably should have stamped this first, but we're going to stamp You're Utterly Amazing right in the center of that card. Oh, thanks, Brenda. There you go. It looks like I got some ink on my hand, but we'll take care of that later. So that is card number 2. We're cute together, and you're utterly amazing. So that's card number 2. Let me put that one away, and we are 1 card away from our 3 cards for today. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for our fun fold, which I already have done. Today, this is kind of a fun fold card as well, this one here. So this week you're going to get 2 fun folds, which is always fun, right? Okay, so the last card we're going to do is this one right here. You're utterly amazing as well. This little otter is floating, and then it opens like this. Isn't that cute? I love that, and I love the fish in the background there. So this one's super easy to put together. We're going to start with a card base that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and to that I added, or I'm going to add, a piece of this seaweed paper again with the fish. Sue Thomas, happy birthday. I was waiting for you to come on so I could tell you happy birthday today. You were such a blessing to my life. We have been friends since COVID. I think she found me during COVID, and she is from Ohio and one of my dear encouraging friends. So nice to have you here, Sue, and happy birthday. Okay, so then this is that DSP that looks kind of like it could be rocky or sandy, right? It's the opposite side of one of the otter papers. And I'm going to adhere this right across the front right here. A little closer to the bottom. I would say about 3/4 of an inch off the bottom DSP layer. Okay, here we go. Let me move it a little bit this way. There we go. Right like that. Then I have a piece of the Lost Lagoon that is 7.5 by 3.5, okay? And so I scored it down the middle at 3.25, and I'm gonna fold that in half, and this is gonna provide this front flap for my card. So I'm just gonna add the Seal Plus to the back here. And this panel is gonna go right about 1/4 of an inch off the right side and about 1/8 of an inch from the top and bottom of the designer series paper. So right like that, okay? Now I've cut a piece of the designer series paper, and this one's fun. It's just different colored fish floating around. And this piece is 3.25 by 3.5, and it's gonna go right here on the front of this panel. I don't know what this one is called. A lot of our fun folds have a name, but I don't know what this one is called. A side flap fold. I'm not sure. Okay, now I cut out of the Spotlight in Nature dies a piece of this pretty peacock that has the stitched edge all around it. I just know someday, Sue, we're going to meet. I don't know how or where. And also, Sue was originally from Iowa, which is where my son and daughter-in-law, and I grew up in Ohio, so we have a lot in common, a lot of geography. I don't know if you ever lived in Texas or not, Sue, but if you did, we'd have all of our living areas in common. Okay, I'm looking for one more. Let me just pull all these out of here. I need one more Lost Lagoon piece that I just saw. It's hiding in here somewhere. I'll go ahead and pull that out. I'm going to need that in just a second. I need that. I promise you, I just saw another Lost Lagoon piece, but it doesn't have to be a Lost Lagoon. I could use another pretty peacock one. Okay, let's see here. It's playing tricks on me because I just saw it. Maybe it's still in here. Yep, there it is right there. Okay, so let me put all this stuff away. The extras that I cut because I know some of you are going to want this kit this week. So I went ahead and thought I'm going to get ahead of the game and just pre-cut a lot of extra pieces just for those of you who are going to want this one. Okay, so here we go. Almost done. So I have this piece that's going to go right here, but before I do that, I'm going to heat emboss it with You Are Utterly Amazing. So I'm going to grab that. Let me make sure I've gotten it cleaned off. I'm going to do this in the right order this time. So I am going to use my embossing buddy. Make sure, because with those little stitch edges around there, it could get caught in there. So I've got that like that. I'm going to grab my Versamark ink pad. And I'm going to ink it up with Versamark. Oops, almost did it upside down. You're Utterly Amazing is going to go right there. I'm going to dip it in my white embossing powder. Hi, Monica. Thanks for joining me. We're making otter cards today. This is my suite of the week, is the Utterly Amazing suite from the online exclusives. They're so cute. Okay, so can you see how that's kind of dull looking? I am going to hit it with my gun and it's going to become shiny. Let's see if you can see the magic on camera. It's going to be a little loud. You're going to see that it's going to gradually turn from this dull, powdery looking to a shiny raised image. I think I told you guys last time when I first started heat embossing many years ago, they actually wanted us to use a blow dryer or an oven or something a heat source to set it, and it rarely worked out well. So they've come a long way on that. So there you go. You can see it's kind of turned shiny from dull. So this little this little circle thing is going to go right here in this corner with some dimensionals. Gosh, I feel like I'm being really annoying today, so I apologize. I'm having a lot of fun though, which is what's important, right? I'm adding some dimensionals, and you can see I'm not putting them really close to the edge because I want to be able to sneak some of those seaweeds and things behind here. So I've got this piece. I'm going to cut it off just a little bit. Here we go. I'm going to add some liquid glue to some of these leaves. I don't need to have it all the way to the top, just right there at the bottom so that I can just tuck it in here. See, that's why it's good not to have those dimensionals all the way to the edge here. I have a piece here that is Pretty Peacock. Going to go right there. I have another Lost Lagoon one right here that I'm going to tuck under this way. You kind of don't want it to go over the scored edge right there because it will be hard to open that flap, okay? And then I have two small ones here that I've cut out of Calypso Coral. And I'm just going to tuck those kind of in between these Peacock and Lost Lagoon ones. There we go. Perfect. For the inside, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I've got a piece of white here that is cut 3 3¼ by 3½, 3¼ by 3½. And on that, I'm going to stamp Love You Lots in Pretty Peacock. There we go. And trying to remember, no, I didn't. I thought I might have added some bubbles, which I certainly could have, and you certainly could if you wanted to. This one I just left without the bubbles. And then I cut a little 3/4 inch strip of the fish that's going to go right there on the bottom. I'm going to add this to the inside of my flap fold here. Offset flap front card. I don't know. You guys make up a name for it, but I like it. It's fun. Okay, right there. Now, all I have to do is stamp and color my little otter. So this is a little otter. This little otter is floating on his back. And I colored him exactly the same way as I colored the last otter. I've got some Memento black ink here. I'm going to stamp it. So any of you out there have bought this suite, have already started playing with it. I hope I've given you some inspiration for making some cute cards. It's so fun. So here's my light pecan pie. So I'm doing exactly what I did on the last one. So I'm outlining him in pecan pie. Put a little up here on his little forehead, like that. Maybe a little underneath his little cheek right there. And then a little more on the side right here on this one. There we go. I'm going to add my SU 800 to the middle of his body here. I don't know, this might be a little girl. It's a little too cute. And then I'm going to add some dark in here. Give him some nice shadows and texture. Then I'm going to go back over it with my light, and he will be all colored up. There we go. Cute little otter. We have a die that will cut him out right here. And I wasn't smart enough to cut one out beforehand, so we'll have to do it now. There we go. I'm going to go off camera to my die cutting machine. There we go. This friendly otter is going to get popped up here right at the bottom of that circle. And then I'm going to add some little pearls around him. And we will be done with our card number 3. And I will pull out all the cards I've made today so that you can see all of them. Remember that I will have a fun fold, and it's pretty cute. I've already got it done tomorrow. And I will be here on Wednesday with I don't know how I am so gifted at losing things that should be right in front of me here. But you know what? I'm just going to open another package because I don't know what happened to my opened package of embellishments. I'm sure none of you have ever done that before, right? So here we go. I'm going to add these white ones because I think they look like pearls. So one of them's going to go right there. One's going to go right here. And then I grabbed a small one and it's going to go right down here underneath him. So I hope you guys love these projects today. Let me pull out all 3 of them so that you can see them all at once. That's card number 3. Here's card number 2. So fun. I don't know, which one do you like the best? I really love card number 2 a lot. I love that heart around them. But you know what? This card number 1 is pretty adorable as well. How cute are all these cute little otter cards? So I hope you love them. Come back tomorrow at 10 a.m. where I show you our fun fold card that we will be making with this set. And then Wednesday at noon, I'll be here doing my 3D project. So let me go back to my face. So glad to have you all here. Thank you for the love and your comments. Comments and love and sharing are all an important part of helping my business grow. So thank you all for that. And hopefully I will see you back here at 10 a.m. tomorrow for my cute, utterly amazing fun fold card for you guys. So take care. Sue, you're so cute. Happy birthday again, Sue. And hopefully I will see you all back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.